I mentioned this earlier. This was not technically submitted for this podcast. I found this on Motley Full Caps. It was in response to something on my Caps page. It starts this way from Riley. Riley writes, Dave, I heard this on your RBI podcast recently. Had a few comments on the stock. This is about, by the way, Planet Fitness. This is one of the companies I mentioned. 5 stocks to buy in the teeth of a bear market. Planet Fitness, a recent rule breaker recommendation. He said, I'm a paying member of Planet Fitness. I've been for about 5 years now. I'm from a small town in Vermont where your only gym options are Planet Fitness or paying above $35 a month for the other gyms that offer more than just your basic equipment needed for the average gym goer. But as a college student with no income for the majority of the year, Riley writes, I can't complain one bit about the pricing model that this company's established, and I have little to no complaints about the PLNT, that's the ticker symbol, I attend. When looking at the stock, though, Riley goes on, I can't see this company being able to expand their business beyond North America. I lived in and explored Europe for 4 months last year, and while it wasn't by any means an extraordinary amount of time, I noticed how fit everyone seemed to be compared to America, which should be of no surprise. For that reason, I think this sort of concept can only exist in North America. And the post goes on from there. All I wanted to do was highlight 2 things. First of all, Riley, this is exactly what the Motley Fool's about. You are sharing your viewpoint. You're adding to our community intelligence when you provide your insights. And whether you are, as you said, a lower-income college student just starting out investing, or, in fact, the CEO of Planet Fitness, or somebody who is actively leading or using technology someplace in our world from a more executive level, all viewpoints are welcome. And we have, in fact, from early on, really from the first day the Motley Fool started on America Online on August 4th of 1994, we have welcomed this kind of community intelligence. And it's a pleasure for me to find that on my Caps page, just you responding to my PLNT green thumb, which leads to my second point, which is just that's something that I do a lot. And I hope you, dear listener, do as well, which is when you have a hunch or a thought about a stock and its direction, I go to Motley Full Caps, I put my green thumb if I think it's going to beat the market, or my red thumb if I think it's going to lose. We score all of those positions. You can type in Y, for example, Riley sharing his or her viewpoint there. It's a wonderful learning tool and indeed has helped guide me a lot as an investor over the years when I see comments like Riley's. So Riley, sorry to pull you in from my Caps page onto the mailbag of the Rule Breaker Investing podcast, but you can see it's really all the same fabric. It's all of a piece. Oh, and I guess I should mention in closing, Riley does feel good about Planet Fitness, but over the next 5 years or so, as it builds itself out domestically, not necessarily as bullish the 5 years or so after that. But as Riley concludes, as I said, I'm just a college student majoring in finance, longtime listener of the Motley Fool podcast. Thanks, Riley.
As always, people on this program may have interest in the stocks they talk about, and the Motley Fool may have formal recommendations for or against. So don't buy or sell stocks based solely on what you hear. Learn more about rule breaker investing at rbi.fool.com.